Let me tell you something that happened to me last week. You know those nights when you're home alone and every little sound makes you jump? Well, this was one of those nights. My roommates were out of town and I was catching up on some work late into the evening. Around midnight, I started hearing these faint scratching sounds coming from somewhere in the house. At first, I tried to ignore it, telling myself it was probably just the house settling or maybe a tree branch against the window. But the sound kept getting louder, more deliberate. I remember sitting there, frozen in my chair, trying to pinpoint where exactly it was coming from. That's when I noticed something strange. The scratching would stop every time I moved. It was as if whatever was making that sound was listening to me. The rational part of my brain kept saying, just get up and check it out. But you know that paralyzing fear that keeps you rooted to the spot? Yeah, that's what I was feeling. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. After what felt like hours but was probably just minutes, I finally gathered enough courage to investigate. I grabbed my phone for light and slowly made my way through the house, checking each room. The scratching seemed to move with me, always just one room ahead. Finally, I reached the last unchecked space, the closet in the spare bedroom. My hand was shaking as I reached for the doorknob. The scratching was definitely coming from inside. I took a deep breath, counted to 3, and yanked the door open, and there it was. My roommate's cat, which had somehow gotten locked in there before they left. The little rascal had been trying to get out the whole time. I felt so silly for being scared, but you know what's really creepy? When I told my roommate about it the next day, they looked at me confused and said, "What cat?" "We don't have a cat." To this day, I have no idea what was really in that closet. And every time I walk past it, I swear I can still hear faint scratching sounds.